For 8,000 years, every civilization that grew citrus knew exactly how to make it bloom. Bone meal, wood ash, a few weeks without water. It was simple. It was free. And then, about 80 years ago, one industry made sure you would never hear about it again. Today we trace the evidence, and by the end of this investigation, your lemon tree will have everything it needs to bloom within 30 days. Citrus trees first grew wild in Southeast Asia, over 8,000 years ago. By the time they reached ancient Rome, farmers had already discovered that crushed animal bones mixed into orchard soil would trigger explosive flowering. The Roman agricultural writer Columella documented it. Bone meal, wood ash, controlled drought. For 2,000 years, this knowledge passed from civilization to civilization. Persian gardeners refined it. Mediterranean farmers perfected it. And then, in the 1940s, the synthetic fertilizer industry arrived. Bone meal quietly disappeared from garden center shelves, not because it stopped working, but because it stopped being profitable to sell. Let us start with the method they buried deepest. Imagine a gardener, maybe someone like you, who bought a lemon tree 5 years ago, watered it faithfully, fed it the expensive citrus fertilizer from the garden center, gave it full sun, did everything the label said. 5 years, not a single bloom. Every spring, the same hope. Every summer, the same disappointment. The leaves look healthy, growth looks normal, but no flowers, no fruit. And you start thinking, maybe I am just not good at this. But what if the problem was never you? What if the one thing your tree needed was the one thing no garden center product could ever provide, because it is free? Here is what the archaeological record reveals. In the wild, citrus trees evolved in monsoon climates. Southeast Asia, millions of years of the same cycle. Months of drought, followed by heavy rain. That cycle is the bloom signal nature designed. When you withhold water from your citrus tree, you are not stressing it. You are speaking its language. This is not a gardening trick someone invented last year. This is the oldest flowering trigger in citrus biology. And here is why no one at the garden center ever mentioned it to you. You cannot sell someone the absence of water. There is no product, no bottle, no margin. So it simply stopped being taught. Now, how to do this safely? Because there is a line between triggering bloom and harming your tree. Stop watering completely for 10 to 14 days. During this time, watch your tree carefully. The leaves may curl slightly inward. That is normal. That is actually the signal that the drought message is reaching the roots. But here is the critical part. If the leaves begin to droop severely, or if they start turning yellow and dropping, you have gone too far. Resume watering immediately with a deep soak. For most healthy lemon trees in moderate climates, 10 days is the sweet spot. In hotter climates, 7 to 10 days. The goal is mild stress, not survival mode. After the stress period, give your tree one deep, thorough watering. Soak the entire root zone, and then return to your normal watering schedule. What happens next is remarkable. Within 2 to 3 weeks of that first deep watering, you will see the buds forming. The drought told the roots that a dry season had arrived. The deep watering told the roots that the monsoon had returned. And the tree responds the way it has responded for millions of years. It blooms. This is the method no product can replace, because you cannot bottle drought, and that is exactly why it vanished from modern gardening advice. But water stress was only the first method that disappeared from modern gardening. The second one involves something your tree has been waiting for since the days of ancient Rome. In the ruins of ancient Roman villas, archaeologists have found something unexpected in the soil around citrus groves. Fragments of crushed animal bone mixed deliberately into the earth, in concentrations too consistent to be accidental. The Roman agricultural writer Columella, writing nearly 2,000 years ago, described mixing crushed bones into orchard soil to, and this is his phrase, awaken the flowering. 2,000 years ago, they already knew. And modern soil science confirms exactly why it works. Bone meal contains 12 to 16% phosphorus. Phosphorus is the element that triggers phloragen production in citrus trees. Phloragen is the hormone that tells the tree it is time to bloom. That same bone meal, the one Roman farmers used for 2 millennia, costs about $3 for a bag that will last you an entire season. The commercial bloom booster at your garden center, which contains roughly the same percentage of phosphorus, costs $30 to $40. It was not that bone meal stopped working. It just stopped being profitable to sell when synthetic alternatives arrived with better margins. Here is how to apply it exactly as the evidence suggests. Measure 2 tablespoons of bone meal for every inch of your tree trunk diameter. If your trunk is 3 inches across, that is 6 tablespoons. Work it gently into the top 2 inches of soil, around the drip line of your tree. Not against the trunk, around the canopy edge, where the feeder roots are. Now, for the second part of this ancient formula. Wood ash. Wood ash from your fireplace or fire pit is rich in potassium, the other essential element for flowering. Take 1 cup of wood ash and spread it evenly around the drip line on top of the bone meal you just applied. Water it in lightly. If you want to accelerate absorption, make a simple compost tea. Fill a 5-gallon bucket with water. Add a handful of mature compost. Let it steep for 24 to 48 hours. Then pour it over the bone meal and ash zone. Total cost of this ancient Roman flowering protocol. Bone meal, $3. Wood ash, free from your fireplace. Compost tea, essentially free. Total, under $5 for an entire growing season. The commercial alternative. Bloom booster, $40. Citrus-specific fertilizer, $25. pH testing kit, $15. Total, $80 or more. Per season. Same phosphorus, same result. 10 times the price. Now, even with the right nutrients in the soil and the right water signal from drought, there is one more lock on the door. And this one is hidden in your tap water. Citrus trees evolved in slightly acidic volcanic soils. That is their native ground. Soil pH between 5.5 and 6.5. In that range, every nutrient you add, bone meal, wood ash, compost, flows freely into the roots. But here's what most gardeners never realize. Your tap water is almost certainly alkaline. Most municipal water in the United States runs between 7 and 8.5 on the pH scale. Every time you water your lemon tree, you are slowly pushing the soil pH upward, away from the range your tree evolved in. And here is why this matters so much. In alkaline soil, phosphorus becomes chemically locked. It bonds with calcium in the soil and forms compounds your roots cannot absorb. That bone meal you just applied, the same bone meal that worked for Roman farmers, it could be sitting in your soil right now, completely unavailable to your tree. Not because the product failed, but because the pH is wrong. The Romans did not have this problem. Their water came from natural springs and rainfall, naturally acidic. Their soil stayed in the right range without intervention. The solution is remarkably simple and remarkably cheap. White vinegar. 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. That is it. Mix 1 tablespoon of ordinary white vinegar into a gallon of water. Use this solution to water your lemon tree once per month. This gently lowers the soil pH back toward the acidic range where nutrient uptake is optimal. You can test your soil pH with an inexpensive meter, available for about $8 to $10. You are looking for a reading between 5.5 and 6.5. If it is above 7, your tree is almost certainly nutrient locked, regardless of how much fertilizer you have applied. 1 gallon of white vinegar costs about $2. It will last you 6 months of monthly treatments. The pH testing kits that garden centers prefer to sell you cost $15 each. They would rather sell you the test than tell you the fix, because the fix costs $2 and it comes from your kitchen pantry. Persian and Arab gardeners developed citrus pruning techniques over 1,000 years ago. They designed elaborate walled gardens called chaharbagh, paradise gardens, where every citrus tree was shaped for maximum flowering. The principle they discovered has not changed in 10 centuries. Light and air. That is what your lemon tree needs to bloom on every branch, not just the outer canopy. And formation pruning is how you give it both. Start by looking inside your tree. If the interior is dense and tangled, sunlight cannot reach the inner branches, and branches that do not receive sunlight do not produce flowers. Period. Here is what to remove. First, water sprouts. These are the thin vertical shoots growing straight up from major branches. They produce no fruit. They steal energy. Cut them flush with the branch they grow from. Second, any branches that cross over each other. Where branches rub together, they create wounds that invite disease. Choose one and remove the other. Third, any dead or damaged wood. This is basic maintenance that many gardeners overlook on citrus. The goal is to create an open vase shape. When you look up through the canopy from below, you should see sky. Light should reach every major branch. Air should flow freely through the interior. Timing matters. The best time to prune is right after harvest, or in late winter before the spring growth flush. Do not prune when the tree is actively flowering or setting fruit. How much to remove? No more than 20 to 25% of the canopy in a single season. More than that, and you risk shocking the tree into survival mode instead of flowering mode. Pruning is the one technique the industry could never replace with a product. You cannot buy airflow in a bottle, you cannot buy sunlight in a bag, so they simply stopped teaching it. So let us put the full picture together. A lemon tree that has not bloomed in 2 years, or 3, or 5. Hundreds of dollars spent on commercial products. Nothing worked. Now, 3 ancient interventions, applied in sequence over 30 days. First, controlled water stress. 10 to 14 days without watering. Cost, nothing. Second, bone meal and wood ash. Applied once around the drip line. Cost, $3. Third, a monthly vinegar water treatment to unlock the nutrients already in your soil. Cost, pennies. $48 spent on commercial products that did nothing. Or $5 spent on methods that have worked for 8,000 years. Within 2 to 3 weeks of that first deep watering after drought, flower buds appear. Within 30 days, full bloom, a handful of bone meal, a bucket of ash, and the courage to let your tree go thirsty. That is all it takes. and it is all they made sure you would never learn. For 8,000 years, this knowledge belonged to everyone, passed from hand to hand, civilization to civilization, farmer to farmer, free, proven. And then, for about 80 years, it was quietly set aside. Now it belongs to you again. If this changed how you think about your garden, subscribe to this channel. We investigate the forgotten knowledge that modern industry left behind. And tell me in the comments, how long has your lemon tree been waiting to bloom?